reached Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Masters of the Universe Origins based on original concept art, Sy-Klone. Masters of the Universe Origins, Sy-Klone. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over so many spectacular details on this packaging. Up front here, table series with the figure and all the accessories inside. On the top flap here, you have the Masters of the Universe logo, and around that is the original concept artwork of Sy-Klone, which spreads throughout most of the packaging. In the corner, you have a 6+, which is the age required for this figure, and below that, you have a yellow starburst that reads Sketchbook series. Down here it says, inspired by original concept art. And on the very bottom here, you have Sy-Klone, heroic fist-flinging tornado. In the corner, you have the metal emblem. On the side of the packaging here, you have a headshot of Sy-Klone. On the other side of the packaging here, you have a profile shot of the original concept art Sy-Klone. On the back of the packaging here, on the very top it says, Masters of the Universe. In the middle here is beautiful illustration of Sy-Klone in battle. Down here it says, inspired by original concept art. Masters of the Universe presents Sketchbook series, featuring figures inspired by the original concept drawings of fan favorite characters before they evolved into final forms of Eternia's greatest heroes and villains. Then in the corner here, you have the Mattel emblem, and next to that it says, empowering generations through play. Now that I have Sy-Klone on my display table, I just want to go over some of his play features and accessories. First of all, I talk about his laser blaster. And this laser blaster has some cool design. It has an old space age look to it, where it has a design of maybe an old school space gun from back in the day, from an old maybe B movie. It has some cool designs. It's also molded out of like a gray metallic plastic, where it has a dull luster, so if you shine certain angles of light, you get that luster. Almost like that metallic feel to it. Very, very cool. Order to arm Sy-Klone with this blaster. You take the handle right here, you put either one of his fists, just like that, and now you have Sy-Klone armed with his blaster. Very, very, very cool. Very cool figure so far. But you also get an alternate head. And this head sculpt is the head sculpt of the actual Sy-Klone figure that was released back in the day. I'm not very familiar with Sy-Klone because he was a figure that came out after I stopped playing with my Masters of the Universe figures. So don't really know too much about the actual figure or the character. But from what I can tell from the actual head sculpt right here, he's got some bolts on his chin right here, on his cheek. And he's got like a line on his face right here where it looks like maybe some metal overlapping each other. So I'm guessing he's a robot or an android of some sort. And he has like very robotic features to him. And from the canon that I know of, I know that Skeletor is supposed to come from a race of blue-skinned beings, and Sy-Klone is part of that race. But that will kind of negate the fact that his design is that of a robot. So I'm very confused, so I'm not sure what continuity to follow or if the continuities are consistent with each other. But anyways, in order to swap out Sy-Klone's head, you take the concept head, you pop it out. Because on the top of the neck here, you have a ball socket joint. At the bottom of the head, you have a ball socket port. You just take that new head, you put it right on top of that ball socket joint, just like that, and now you have Sy-Klone with his original head. And it doesn't really match the body too well because the color scheme for the head does not match the concept body. And the concept body is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool figure. And not having any knowledge of Sy-Klone, I'm going to go ahead and take his head off and put the concept head back on. I'd say this figure is pretty cool. I kind of do like the design of the concept design of Sy-Klone. It kind of has that old school space age look. And you incorporate the old school laser pistol, and it kind of has that theme to it. And I love the sticker here. We get that holographic sticker where you shine to certain angles of light. You get that colors change, and it appears to be spinning. But with the technology, or they didn't really put too much into this figure. I mean, they took out a lot of the play features in it. I mean, the one play feature that's very consistent with all the Masters of the Universe Origin figures is you can kit bash any of your figures by pulling them apart. You You can interchange it with any other Origin figures, WWE Superstar figures. You got the Turtle crossovers. You got the WWE crossover figures. You have tons of figures. So there's so many options to design your own characters. But that is the cool thing about these Origin figures, is there's just so much to do with these figures, and there's so many options or play features with these figures. But I know this review is very short, and I try to keep it short and simple. Let's go over some of the details of the actual figure. I mean, I do like this figure, and I like the other concept figures with Grizzlor and Hordak too. Those are good figures also. And I kind of wish they would just release these figures as their own characters instead of the concept figures, because I mean, this figure's design deviates so far from what they ended up with the final result of Sy-Klone. I mean, you got the vents right here, the turbine vents right here. You got the metallic paint for the body right here, which is really, really cool. And it also has that metallic sheen to it. We shot certain angles of light, get that dull luster. I like the color scheme, the blue and orange. That's really cool. It's very unique, and it's very consistent with the head sculpt too. I mean, I don't know why they included this. Maybe this is a preview of the actual figure that's going to come out later on for Sy-Klone. But I do feel like Mattel's not going to make a head sculpt unless they have plans on making the actual figure. But I'm going to put this off to the side. Now I'm going to put the blaster back in his fist. And like I mentioned earlier on, he has 16 points of articulation, which adds more articulation because the original figures were always in this weird bowing stance where the knees were bent and the arms were bent. And you only have 5 points of articulation. Or no, yeah, 6 points of articulation because you had a waist articulation. But they had that play feature where they had the rubber band where if you, it was spring loader where they would punch each other, where you swing them back and they would recourse back and punch the other character. But I do love the fact that they added the 16 points of articulation, so now you have the option to pose your figures in any battle poses that you prefer, or any trademark poses. But these Origin figures are fantastic, and I do love this version of Sy-Klone. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.